Hi, my name is Mark Polt, and I'm a real estate investor in the greater Charlotte, North Carolina area. I'm what you would call a no frills, no thrills real estate investor. If you're looking for someone who's got a big fancy car in the background, nice shiny studio office, or somebody who's trying to sell you a $19.95 month subscription to their newsletter, I'm not that guy. Check out a different channel. So, I couldn't really sleep well last night. Had a couple drinks, but usually I can sleep in the morning, which is one of the great advantages of buy and hold real estate. However, I had something on my mind, and it just couldn't. I couldn't sleep, and this happens a lot for me. And I think that if you're going to get in this business, you're going to have many sleepless nights trying to solve problems, but that's okay. I'm a Christian. I'm in the Methodist Church, and we're having some drama in regards to the future of our denomination. I don't want to get into that part, but I wanted to talk about what my mentor, Bob Proctor, he came up with the best definition I've ever seen of an adult. An adult is somebody who is responsible for their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions, right? Nobody else is responsible, and this is a foreign concept to most people. Nobody's responsible for your thoughts. You are responsible for your thoughts. Nobody's responsible for how you feel. You are responsible for how you feel. And obviously, as an adult, you're responsible for your actions. Until you're an adult, somebody else is responsible for all three of those. But once you become an adult, and in the United States, we see that at about 18, after you graduate high school, you're now an adult. You're responsible for your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So what does that mean? Well, I can't make you feel anything. You choose. I can't make you do anything within reason. I mean, I could probably hold a gun. I could probably physically do something to you. I'm a big guy, very, very strong. But, if we're having a conversation and you're getting offended, that's you're making that choice, not me. And a lot of people who I'm going to say are, it's going to be a little controversial, weak-minded, or haven't thought about these, or haven't done personal development, or thought about how your mind works and stuff like that, are going to take offense to that, but it's true. Now, most people are they default to autopilot. They default to, you're going to say, you say something, I say something, and you get offended, and they're like, well, I can't help that. Well, no, you can. You just haven't, trained yourself or done the work to be able to, realize what's going on and to control your own emotions. And I think that's a huge problem in today's society. And I'm not talking about, people that have mental problems or people that have development issues or things like that. I'm just talking about most normal people. Take my mom, for example. She's one of these people, she's more enlightened, I think, than the average person, but, if you say something that offends her, she gets offended. And she doesn't think that, and she thinks it's the other person's fault. But that's not my opinion, and I don't think that that's how this works. Somebody can come up to me and, you're just not going to piss me off. You're not going to offend me. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to give you that kind of control. And that's basically what people are doing, is they're ceding control of their emotions and their feelings to other people. And I think that that's extremely dangerous, right? But that is basically the problem with today's society. I don't know how you feel about our current president, Donald Trump, but, the people that are opposed to him have ceded control of their emotions and feelings to him. I see people losing their minds daily on YouTube, on the Twitter, on whatever, and I'm like, get a grip, get control. You're responsible for your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, right? And that's going to take some work. And once again, you have to do the work to get the reward. So don't allow other people to have that kind of control over you. You got to work at it. It took me a long time. For me, it was, I have an overactive mind. That's been my problem my entire life. It has plagued me. It has been for all intents and purposes, a pretty miserable existence up until 35 or 36. And when I finally did something about it, I got a mentor, I paid for a coaching program, learned about how these things work, and one of the exercises we did was quiet the mind. And it wasn't until I could quiet the mind that I could become the person that I always knew that I could be. But by doing that, learning some more things about how the mind works, how you work as a person, has allowed me to be basically indifferent to other people's feelings. Hey, listen, I know stuff happens, and I know that life happens, and I know that misery happens and stuff like that. But, Viktor Frankl wrote a great book called Man's Search for Meaning. And he basically was a psychologist in World War II Germany, Jewish psychologist in a concentration camp. And he said that he could tell who was going to survive, be able to survive, and who wasn't going to be able to survive, within a short period of time after they arrived at the camp, based upon how they could handle their emotions. And, that is very powerful. It's very liberating to be able to say, hey, listen, you can say what you want to me. You're not going to offend me because, frankly, I don't really care about your feelings. And that is harsh to some people. And they may say, well, what about your compassion? I think I'm being very compassionate. You need to get a grip of your feelings. I'm not responsible for it. And it's unfair for me to put that responsibility on you. I'm going to give you one more example, going a little bit longer than I wanted to. In my first marriage, I put the responsibility on my wife for my happiness, right? I didn't know better, and it was very unfair to her, and it was miserable for me that, she was responsible for me being happy. And that's not something, if you're in that situation, you need to get out of it. So it's unfair to her, and it was miserable for me because who can ever live up to your expectations? Anyways, these are my thoughts on probably the best definition of an adult that I've ever seen. An adult is someone who's responsible for their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions. Anyways, what do you think? Leave it in the comments section below. I hope you go out there and live the You Won't Stop Me lifestyle. I can tell you this, once you get the knowledge, once you get the experience, once you gain the wisdom, it can all be taken away and get it all back again. That's just the great thing about buy and hold real estate. Even if you make the biggest mistakes, get a divorce, file bankruptcy, whatever, get sued out of existence, you already have the knowledge. You can do it again, and you just won't stop. Anyways, I wish you success.